Welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot. My name is Carol, and this is a general reading for March 2024 for Aquarius. So Aquarius, what I want to do for you is I want to first look at your energy. I want to see where you're sitting going into March. Are you seeing a pattern that's showing up in your life? Are you sitting in a really difficult decision? Maybe you're doing some healing. Maybe you're struggling with something and not really sure what direction to take. So we're going to take a look at that, and that's what you're consciously aware of. And then what I want to do is I want to look at what's coming up for you to heal. And this is what's in your shadow. And so when we look at your shadow, when I look at your shadow, we're going to be doing a little bit of shadow work. So if you're not familiar with that term, that is, there's a video that I've made and I've linked it in the description box. And so, yeah, we're going to look at what's coming up for you to heal, because whatever is coming up for you to heal is impacting the situation that you're sitting in. And then I'm going to ask the tarot for some advice. So I want to begin, first of all, by pulling 3 cards, just 3. I won't take any more. And then I'll clarify it with the Rider-Waite. So let's start off with the Light Seer's Tarot, and I'm going to ask Tarot to give me 1 card for Aquarius for the energy that you're sitting in March. And nice, came out as the Devil card in reverse. The Devil card in reverse. Now let's look at what's coming up for you to heal. I got 2 cards there, so I can't take those 2. So what's coming up for you to heal? We have the 9 of Wands is coming up for you to heal. The 9 of Wands. And advice from the tarot, please. The 3 of Cups. The 3 of Cups. Okay, so those are my 3 cards, and I'm going to take the Rider-Waite and I want to clarify it with 2 cards. So 2 cards, please. Oh, we're going to shuffle it a couple times first. Okay, 2 cards, please, to clarify the Devil. There's 1. And there's another one that came up, so I'm going to take that one. That was the Page of Pentacles. And we have the 8 of Wands. 2 cards, please, for the 9 of Wands. Interesting that we get the 8 right before the 9 here. Woo! I like that. All right, we got 1 in my plant here for the 2 of Pentacles. The 6 of Pentacles. And the Temperance card. All right. Now, 2 more cards here. Advice from the tarot, please. Advice from the tarot. To clarify the 3 of Cups. Here's 1. 1 more, please. One more, please. It's being stubborn. Try it one more time. One more time. All right, so you have the Ace of Pentacles, and then I'm going to see if I can shuffle it another way and see if there'll be another card. Oh, I don't want that many. There we go. It's the only way I can get it out. Queen of Cups. It's funny when I switch over my shuffling, which I used to always do, I forget how to do it because I'm trying to do a different way now. Okay, so Aquarius, I did your yearly reading for 2024, and it's linked in my description box. And in that reading, I took out 12 cards, one for each month of the year. And for March, you got the 10 of Swords. You got the 10 of Swords here. And so that's the overriding energy for your reading today. And the 10 of Swords speaks about, you know, swords are all about mental energy. And when and swords are all about our belief systems that people have given us when we were younger. And so when we start hearing all those voices in our head about all these things about ourselves, and we spin on them, we can really get into the 10 of Swords energy where we're just done. Like, we can be physically fine, but mentally we're a mess. We're spinning out of control. And yeah, we're trying to control the thoughts in our head and we can't. And that's the 10 of Swords where you're done. You're being taken to a point where you're just feeling broken. And so that's where you're sitting with that energy in March, going into that energy. You're going into that energy. So, or maybe you're sitting with it as we're going into it. And so, yeah, let's see what I pulled out for you in your current energy. So you have the Devil in reverse. And, I mean, look at this Devil. He's quite enticing. I mean, you look at him, he has his hand, you know, on offer. Come to me. You know, it's kind of creepy, really. But the Devil is all about our temptations, our desires. And they're all about the desires that kind of take over us. And a lot of times it's about our addictions. And so I see that in reverse here, which tells me that a couple things here. Like, you could be at a point where you're dealing with some of your addictions, you know, like, because the Devil upright position says, you know, you need to look at your addictions. Well, here now you're looking at it going, well, now I'm realizing that, you know what? This addiction that I've had, or this certain thing I do that's taking up a lot of my energy, a lot of my time, spending a lot of time on, I need to let it go. It's time for me to deal with it. And, or, you know, you could be sitting in an energy where you have addictions or an addiction and you're not willing right now to give it up. Now, you know what? Most people know they have an addiction. I mean, people don't have to be told you smoke too much or you drink too much or, you know, you need to stop smoking weed. Maybe smoke that a bit too much, or maybe you're on your phone too much. You're on your phone all day. You're scrolling all the time. People know they have addictions. And people also know that they might not be really willing to give it up right now. And I've been through many of them and still do. I'll fall in and out of them because they really help us with our pain. And that's what addictions do. They just help us numb the pain. And so you're sitting here maybe coming out of some of your addictions, realizing, you know what, I gotta do something about this. Gotta do something about, you know, what's going on here. Because the Page of Pentacles is coming up, and the Page of Pentacles is a younger part of us. It's our inner child. And it's the pentacle. It's all about the body, you know. And so it's our inner child that wants us to get in touch with them, wants us to listen to them, wants us to hear them, and wants us, you know, but because you have these addiction here, that this inner child has been blocked. And so our addictions numb our pain, but it's our inner children that hold our pain in our body. And then you have the Eight of Wands here. So the Eight of Wands is, the Wands is a very creative suit. And it wants to take us in the direction that we want to take. It wants to take us into a purpose, maybe our life purpose, or something that we've always wanted to do. But because of these, you know, like I said, this can go two ways. But because of these addictions that we've, you know, had, whatever it is, it's a general reading. Our addictions can, like I said, they numb us, but they also can block, you know, the inner children that want to speak to us, or block this purpose that we have, that we need to go a certain direction, take our life into. And so I see you sitting here as maybe, you know, maybe you might be, like I said, realizing that, you know what, I've spent a lot of time doing a certain thing, or I've spent a lot of time, you know, addicted to something, and I'm realizing that, you know, it's time for me. I kind of want to get in touch with my inner child now, or, you know, and I want to take my life in a new direction. I want to do what I want to do. I want to do something. I want to do something. I don't know what. I'm feeling I want to do something. So, you know, general reading, you take what you think is, what your situation is here. What's coming up here in your shadow is the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is, you know, your overriding energy is the Ten of Swords. Sorry, I'm mixing up wands and swords, which I always do because I'm amazing at that. And I hope I called these wands, because I'll describe it as what it is, but I will call it, so I'll describe the Eight of Wands as the Eight of Wands, but I'll call it the Eight of Swords. And I've done that in a few readings, and I'm like, oh my God. So the Nine of Wands here. Now, the Nine of Wands is someone that's been through a lot. Someone that's been almost through like a bit of a battle here. And a little bit battle weary, because they set up this kind of a wall here of boundaries, of people, you know, not so much wanting to get close to them. And so I'm seeing here that this is what this is. So it looks like, you know, because it's sitting in your shadow, so it looks like there is some, like it sounds like you've been through a lot, maybe in your childhood. You might have some trauma, and you've kind of built this wall around yourself. And, you know, we all do it because we're just afraid, you know, that people are going to hurt us again. And so this is what you're kind of this is kind of where you're sitting, what's coming up for you to heal. Because underneath that wall, there's some things to heal. And, you know, the Two of Pentacles is a choice card. And it's, there's, you know, something to heal here. And this is a juggler who's, you know, quite ungrounded, because he's juggling with one foot, but he needs to make a choice. And you can see that, you know, the waters are quite rough, and, you know, maybe the decision to heal, to go inwards, to start to get in touch with this young child of us that has something to say to us, it really makes our stomach, you know, when we think about that decision to do that, it brings up these emotions for us, and we know there's a decision to make, and when we start thinking of that decision, we just kind of go, we know, and there's the wall that comes back up, you know, there's a wall around my healing. I just don't want to deal with this stuff right here. And the Six of Pentacles card comes up. And this particular card, these two beggars here he's doling out these coins. And this beggar says, I'm worth 3. You can give me 3 coins. And so, you know, he'll weigh that out. And what about you? You know, what's your worth? What do you think you're worth? Oh, I'm worth 4. All right, well, we'll weigh this out, and here you go. And so it's all about, you know, sixes is a duality card. It's all about giving and receiving. You think you're worth 4 coins, you're going to get 4 coins, you know. So this card right here is really about your self-worth card, how much you are worth. And so there's something that's sitting here right in the bottom here of that's wanting to be dealt with, and it's your self-worth card. It's how you feel about yourself, you know, and there's a real hesitancy here with the decision here that needs to be made to deal with that. Like it's very guarded to deal with this, you know. And Temperance card comes out for you, your last card for you in your shadow. And the Temperance card says, you know, Temperance is all about finding a middle ground, finding a middle way. And a lot of times when we're on this journey and we know we need to heal and do some healing, we tend to think of like opening up this Pandora's box and everything's just going to fly out, right? Or opening up that tap of water, that tap, and you turn it and all that water is going to gush out of there. Like all our emotions are going to come. I'm going to spill all over the place. I'm going to be a mess. And so you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to keep everything guarded. I'm just going to keep myself behind this wall right here because I'm not touching what needs to come out of my shadow, which is the unworthiness. But the Temperance card reminds you that this is a card of, this is a process. It's a journey. We take one small step at a time. It's not something that we do all at once, you know. If you turn on the tap and you decide, well, I'm going to let some of these emotions come out, and it scares the shit out of you, well, then close it back up. You get to be the guide here. You get to decide what to do. I know it when I was in when I started doing body work, which was energy work, if you're familiar with that, and it was right at the beginning of, I did it for solid for 2.5 years consistently, and right at the beginning I had trouble just allowing myself to open up and be vulnerable and feel anything, you know. I was so, this was me guarded for sure. And I held on to it for dear life until it finally spilled out. And I was so petrified that I was going to look like a complete idiot with all these emotions coming out on that table. So scared. That was 7 years ago. I've done major intensive healing since then. But and this is what this card is telling you, that this is a journey, you know, and it takes time, and you just got to let it out a little bit, just a little bit, but it's very guarded here. And a lot of times when we have these addictions, they help us. They help us keep it all in. You know, we don't want to face it. We don't want to face the pain, but it sounds like it's time. It's time to just a little bit look at some of this unworthiness. Where is it coming from? The advice from the tarot is the Three of Cups. It's a celebration card. You know, it's a card here to say to us, you know, look how far you've come. Look how far you've come so far. And a lot of us can look back. We have a tendency to look back on this journey that we've been on. I can't tell you how many times I've looked back and I've said, you know, I'm getting nowhere. I'm getting nowhere. Look where I am. I'm still dealing with my emotions. I'm still crying. I'm still grieving. I'm still this. I'm still that. Look how far you've come. Are you the same person that you were 2 years ago, a year ago, sometimes 6 months ago? You know, you're not. Look how far you've come. And that's what the universe is saying. Here's a new offer from the universe. It's a gift. It's the Pentacle. Pentacle is the body, has everything to do with the body. And so the universe is saying, here's a new offer for you. It's a gift. And you have the strength and the support of the universe. It's from the universe here. And usually you take the offer. It's a beautiful gift. It says, here's a new offer for you to get back into your body. Here's a new offer for you to get back into your body, to get out of your head. Get out of your head, because here's the energy, your overriding energy is you're done. You are done with being up in your head about all these emotions, this feeling and this yucky stuff that you feel about yourself. But here's a new offer to get back into your body. And here's the Queen of Cups in reverse. And the Queen of Cups, the Queen, first of all, is the feminine aspect of ourself. We all have a feminine and male aspect of ourself. Doesn't matter what gender we are. And the queen in my decks is the feminine aspect of herself, and this is the queen of emotions. This is the queen. She is not afraid to feel her emotions. She's not afraid to get into her body. She's not afraid to get still. She knows, look at all this water flowing. She knows that emotions are meant to flow in and flow out. Your emotions, when you start to open up that tap, when you open that Pandora's box, they're going to start to flow in. And then you deal with them, you feel them, and they flow out. There is, she came in reverse, so that tells me that sometimes there's, sometimes when the queen is in reverse, because she's meant to feel, and there could be some real hopelessness. So you could be sitting in some real depression here. There could be some anger. Those could be some emotions that you need to be looking at. So I'm seeing like you have some shame to deal with your unworthiness. There's some anger here that maybe needs to be dealt with. There's some hopelessness. There's some resistance for sure. But once you start to, get still and get back in your body and start to feel some of that stuff that you are so guarded with, right? So guarded because, and maybe you do have an addiction. Maybe you have some addictions that are covering up, that are helping you to cover up the pain. But it's time. It's time to look at your addictions. It's time to give up those addictions. Well, I mean, it's hard. It's like I said, it's temperance, right? It's the middle way. It takes time. My biggest addiction is overeating, is food. So I have had to battle with that, and I still do. Not the way I used to, but I've had to battle with that my whole healing journey of trying to face that. And we all have addictions and we go in and out of them. But the big thing is bring some awareness around them. We need to bring some awareness around why am I doing this? Why am I spending all my time doing this? And there's always a reason why. So that was a great reading for you, Aquarius. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull an oracle card for you. I'm also going to leave you a video at the end with emotional journaling, about emotional journaling, because I think you have, I'm going to teach you how to journal from, and I show you how I journal from these emotions of shame and anger and hopelessness. And I deal with all those three emotions in this video that I want to give you that'll be really helpful for you. Before I do that, I want to leave you with an oracle card from the Spirit Animal deck. And so I'll see you mid-March, Aquarius. Come back and see how you're doing. But I do want to get an oracle card for you. And I want one to jump out for Aquarius. You got three there. And I'm just going to do one. There we go. Came out nicely. All right. Oh, the title. Wait till I tie the title. Sometimes these, most of the time, they're just dead on, these cards. It's called the Wasp Spirit. Sometimes life stings. Oh, wow. Okay, let's read what it says. Not all that spirit creates in nature is easy to love. But when we look through the eyes of Wasp Spirit, we recognize that even though sometimes life stings, there is a purpose for pain, just as there is a purpose for wasps in the natural world. Wasps keep insect populations down, supporting the growth of plants. So too, the sting of life may hurt, and you may feel deeply disappointed or even resentful that Wasp Spirit has shown up. But you will soon come to see that Spirit has something wonderful in store for you. You may well come to realize that being stung led to something far better than you had envisioned for yourself. Perhaps behind the scenes, Wasp spirit was conspiring with spirit to ensure that you could grow something of value to you. Spirit has a plan, and Wasp spirit plays a part. Have you ever looked back and been glad your prayers weren't answered because the path you took led to something far better? Wasp spirit is a reminder to reflect on those times, for today's sting may hurt, but something better awaits you. Wow. I don't think there are any words for that. I mean, it said everything that I was saying during this whole reading. You know, it's going to sting. You got to open up the Pandora's box. Life's going to sting. It really will. But there's so much growth. And you need to process all those emotions to get that stuff out of your system, to bring something new in that the universe, spirit, creator, source wants to bring you. Take care. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.